Hey, happy Friday, Terry.
Hey, good morning. How's everything going your way?
Amazing, amazing. My
Awesome.
special guest today. And are you doing Movement Maker Challenge?
I am. So the topic is
Yep.
consistency, and I love it.
Terry's here.
I love everything that you're talking about, and consistency is one of those things that a lot of people struggle with. They really do.
Yeah.
And I love all the points that you made, especially the one about making it easier to take the action, making it easier to do the thing. And when you set yourself up for success, you will most likely achieve it. You will most likely take that action. You will most likely have the right attitude. I know for me, it comes down to, right place and right time. And when
Mhm.
you position things throughout the house to take that action, that's kind of place and time right there, having
Mhm.
the right attitude and then taking the right action. So for me, consistency really comes down to place and time, attitude, and action. So when you got the right attitude towards taking something, it's like, I must do this. I can, I will, I must. It goes in line with my affirmations. And whenever I tell myself that I can, I will, I must, I affirm, I have to do this. Like this needs to get done. This must get done. And you
Mhm.
will be consistent with those actions that are a must for you. Otherwise, you will make excuses on why you can't do something, when you can't do something. I don't have all the resources. I don't have time. I don't have money. I don't have all these different things. You'll
Yeah.
make
Yep.
excuses instead of
Mhm.
doing the number one thing that consistency really is. And that's action,
Mhm.
taking action.
Taking
And
action. And I realized that, Terry. While you were talking, you use have to, must.
mhm.
So it's when you want to change your life, right? When you want to take consistent action consistently, the must and have to, those words really helping the people?
Yes and no. So
Yes or
must,
no? Okay.
yes or no. It depends on how you use the word. So when you
Yeah.
say have to,
Mhm.
you could already have a bad attitude towards having to do something like, oh man, I have to do that. And then
Mm.
you're defeated before you even really get started. So language is important. If you want to have
Yeah.
consistency,
Yeah.
you really need to pay attention to the language that you're using, because having to do something versus wanting to do something versus needing to do something versus I must do this thing, it's that language that can really break down that consistency barrier for you.
That's true. Language. Yeah. You know what? Most people, they're not paying attention what they're
Hmm.
speaking. Language, right? And once
Yeah.
you pay attention, you can find your pattern,
Hmm.
right? When you find your pattern, what you're talking about, you can start changing. If you are aware of, oh my gosh, what kind of self-talk I was doing, right? And then you can change too. Wow. So I want to just like, if you have a few more minutes, I'm okay. And
Yeah,
then
sure.
like,
My next
okay,
event's at 10 or 10:30, I believe.
okay, good, good. So I have a question for you, Terry.
Okay.
All right. So what kind of action you take to like I'm sure like you and me we're kind of close age, right?
Hmm.
And then like we've gone through so many things. Like we're not only like you and me, we're one of those happy people. We're always jumping down, moving, right? We're one of those people. And yeah. And so, but I'm sure we have those days just like, oh
Hmm.
my God, today's the day. So when you have the moment, what kind of action you take, right? Like constantly keep taking with consistency
Hmm.
to get out the situation. And then like, you know, and then that's really work. You still keep doing the action when you get into that, like
Hmm.
the like
So,
lower energy
so,
mode.
so for me, it's flow, and flow for me is a
Oh,
focused level of work. So I love acronyms. Being in the military, I love
yes,
acronyms. So for me,
yes.
flow is a focused level of work. Flow. And here's how I get in flow. So I get in flow a couple of different ways. if you sit on the couch, you're not going to be in
Mhm.
flow. You're going to be in remote control mode. You're just going to be flipping through the channels, and you might have a good rhythm to that and a good flow to flipping through the channels, but
Oh yeah.
that's not the flow state you want to get into. So the
No.
thing is that I truly believe that in order to get into flow, you must get moving. For me, it's that movement that gives me the motivation to make it happen. Here's how I do that. It's either through music, through
Yeah.
jumping up and down, or just kind of moving back and forth, or just kind of swaying back and forth. And as I kind of get into a rhythm pattern, I
Ah,
start typing, I start creating, I start thinking, I start doing all these
yeah.
things because a body in motion tends to stay in motion. And it's one of those things to where as you get
Interesting.
to moving, it'll get your brain moving. It'll get your hands moving. You'll want to start moving. You'll start want to start shaking or doing whatever it is that you do. So for me, it's
Okay.
that movement and it's that consistency, that rhythmic pattern of the
Rhythmic
music.
pattern.
It's like a dance. And as I'm typing, as I'm creating, I'm like dancing with my mind and my creation and
Yeah.
this, that, and the other. So for me, it's a dance.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that it really helped. Actually, when I'm
Mhm.
on the computer, laptop, and I started just lose motivation, I just starting to like kind of wiggles,
You
right?
start
And
wiggling
it's
a
like,
little bit.
yeah,
Next thing
or
you know,
like
you're
stretch and like whatever, like just a little bit. My like toes starting to tapping. That
uh-huh.
really helped too. And also, okay, so that would be the great advice for those people. They just like, I'm stuck on the couch, but they
Mhm.
don't know how to get up. They
Right.
stay in the couch so long, and the way they sit has like their butt shape,
Mhm.
right? Some kind of shape like that. I can see like that's where like so and so sit a long time. That's
Mhm.
where daddy sit,
Yeah. It's like
right?
now don't get me
Just
wrong,
that
I
long.
enjoy
So
I
yeah,
enjoy sitting down. I have a bean bag over here that, on my
yeah,
really
the
bad
famous
days,
beanbag, right?
the
I
famous
like
bean
that.
bag, I'm telling you,
Yeah.
and I do have my bad days. Don't get me wrong. I do have those days to where it's like, okay, I'm not having it. I'm not playing. I'm not messing
Yeah.
around. I'm gonna go sit on my bean bag, turn off all the lights, and kind of have a little bit of me time, a little bit of self-care time, if you will, because that's important as well too. And I think that's a lot of things that people miss out on,
Yeah.
and that's a key to consistency as well too, is that self-care, that little bit of me time, even if it's just for 10 minutes, even if
Hmm.
it's just, okay, I'm going to turn the lights down, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to kind of relax, I'm going to reflect, and then get back after it. Then I can get up, then I can get moving. Where people get stuck is where when they stay in those positions too long, when they
Yeah.
stay in those places too long, and they do not look forward to certain things. So like for me, I
No.
look forward to certain things. I get excited
Yeah.
about certain things. And if
Yeah.
you're not excited about the things that you want to do, you will consistently make up excuses. Or if you get excited, you will consistently take
Yeah.
action or find ways to make it happen. I hear people say
Hmm.
this all the time. It's like, I
Hmm.
don't have this, I don't have that, I can't do this,
Yeah.
I can't do that. Well, gosh, what can you do? Focus on what you can do and take action.
That's so true. All you need is just one flip.
Hmm.
Change your words. Like is from like, this is what I cannot do. I'm stuck, right?
Hmm.
And then that's, and two, all you need is just shift to
Hmm.
what can I do? Some people they just say, you know, it's like this is like uh I was talking to my husband yesterday, one of his friends, right? Very negative, very
Hmm.
negative. He is focused on what he doesn't have, or
Hmm.
what he cannot do. He's not always happy, but he doesn't even realize that he's focusing something he doesn't have. But
Mm.
just like have a one flip, you know, okay, what do you have? I know
Hmm.
you don't have this. I know you don't have fantastic girlfriend. I know like your son is not just, allowed to spend time with you. Or I know you don't have big house. Yes, but I'm not gonna say his name. But what do you have? What do you
Hmm.
have? And then like from us, like when I see my husband's friend, he has fantastic property and up north. He has amazing truck. He has amazing job,
Hmm.
right? When you start focusing what you have, and if you keep doing that, when you get back into that negative state to
Hmm.
positive state, I think your life start to changing too. That
I agree
I
with
think.
that.
So it doesn't, yeah, it doesn't take, it costs so much money.
Yeah, 100%. And what
Yeah.
it's like we all know this, what you believe you can achieve. And it all begins with that belief system that you have. And
Mm-hmm.
I truly believe that we need to have this shift in thinking because a lot of people, two things that I've noticed
Mm-hmm.
over the years. One,
Okay.
you
Yes.
have people that give too much credit where credit is not due. And then next thing you
Ah.
know, they're like, well, why didn't I get this? Well, why not me? Why can't I do this? Why am I struggling with this? And then they
Yeah.
start to fall down into this pit of inconsistency because they've had everything either handed to them or they didn't learn the value of taking action or the value of hard work or the value of all these different things. So when you
Mm-hmm.
value those things, you will continue to take consistent action on those things. Otherwise, you will sit back and wonder, well, why? I had all this and I had all that, and now I don't have this and now I don't have that. And then
Mm-hmm.
next thing you know, you start wondering why? And then
Yeah.
you begin to lose that consistent edge because you were taking action that you didn't deserve. You didn't deserve that. You were just handed that. You were just given that. And I think that a lot of times
Ah,
when
that's
people
interesting.
when people get
Okay.
that little punch in the face that hey, you have to put in the work, you have to take the action, you have to do these different things. And once again, that falls into that want, need, desire. I have to, I must do this, I can, I will, I must. And it's like I said, it's one of those things that people, they lose in consistency because they've been consistently either lied to, handed to,
Mm-hmm.
given to,
Mm-hmm.
provided
Mm-hmm.
for, and then they just can't provide for themselves.
Yeah. I find it's like providing, be a provider machine. Shouldn't say
Mm,
machine, I don't know. For myself, it's such a fun. I can
mm,
create whatever I want whenever I want,
mm.
right?
It's
I
all
don't
out
have
there.
to wait. Yeah, it's all out there. And I
Mhm.
don't have to wait until somebody just like, oh, somebody will give me this. I'm going to wait. And then if you don't like, get like the stuff when you want to, you get frustrated too.
Mhm.
And you start to blame that person. It's not
Yeah.
giving me
It
anything, you know?
it comes down to
So,
standards.
mm-hmm,
What are your
mm-hmm,
standards? If you don't have high standards, you will never take consistent action in order to try to achieve those standards.
yeah,
But what are your
yeah,
standards?
mm-hmm, yeah. My
Yeah,
standard.
I,
You're asking my standards?
it was really
Oh,
more of
no,
a state. No, it was really more of a statement.
yeah.
So a lot of people don't really have high standards because you will achieve the standards that you set for yourself. And if you find yourself bored with achieving the standards, then get new standards, raise your standards. Not
Mm-hmm,
don't necessarily compare yourself to somebody else in a negative way, but maybe find someone who's taking consistent action. Like for example, for us, Evan Carmichael takes consistent
yes,
action every single
yeah,
day. I want
yeah.
to be like that. I'm still striving to be like that. I'm still continuously raising my standards so that I can be like that. Now we know
Mm-hmm,
he has a team and everything, but there was a time to where yeah, Evan still puts in the work. He still puts in the videos. He still puts in
yeah.
the conversations, the talks, the things. He still does that each and every day. And it
Yes.
comes down to a standard. He has set a high standard for himself to where it's like, I must do this. I cannot let myself
Mm-hmm.
down, my viewers down, my team down, so on and so forth. So the thing is what are your standards? If you don't have a high standard set for yourself, you will literally achieve every low standard that you set for yourself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Raise your standards.
Yeah, that's so true. That's so true. Like, like some people thinks like, oh, everyone has what? How many teams? Like 28?
Mhm.
Something is all over the world, right? I hope I'm one of them too. I'm a Japanese YouTube, like he's Evan's Japanese chief, whatever. I
Uh-huh.
forgot, like something, the manager or something too.
Yeah,
But
and
some
I
people
run
just,
Clubhouse. I run the Clubhouse stuff, but
yeah, you're
there's a
part of the
standard. There's a
members.
standard there.
Yeah, yeah. And some people just
Mhm.
like, oh my gosh, just like Evan, he lets his work, his team to do it. So that's why
Mhm.
he can provide like so many videos. Oh my gosh, he's having easier life. No, I don't think so. I do believe, I'm sure he'll have a day that he gets so stressed out. He just
Mhm.
like his head hurts and his everything just, maybe his allergies coming back because he's kind of very stressed out. He has
Mhm.
those days. He has those days too. That's why I just like, you know what? it's, I forgot the train whistle, but that's like you have to.
It's
I,
leadership.
I just,
So
yeah, it's a
let me put it
leadership. It's a
let me put it into
leadership.
the
But
context of
yeah,
leader.
good. Thank you.
Leadership is an absolute must, and you need to be able to lead yourself first in order to lead other people, and that needs consistency. You have to have that
Stressful.
consistency to
Yeah,
lead yourself before you can lead
yeah,
others, because imagine if you as the leader and you showed up and or you
yeah,
didn't show up. People will notice every time that you don't show up. They may overlook all of the times that you did show up, but I guarantee you, the people that you lead, they will notice that one time that you didn't show up. I remember when I
I
was in the
know.
military, I'll share a quick story with you.
Yeah,
When I was in the military, all of my soldiers would forget all of the times that I did A, B, C, and D. But oh my goodness, that one time that I didn't show up, that I wasn't consistent with all the things that I
yeah,
said I was going to, they would point that out. Well, hey, you didn't do this. Oh, well,
yeah.
gosh, one time out of 100 is like, I'm
That's like,
inconsistent now.
I know that kind of left a great impact, right?
Uh-huh.
Impact. I
I
know.
love it.
I know what you mean though. I know what you mean though. So like people tend to remember the day
Hmm.
you didn't show up,
Exactly.
right? And then like it's just like the kids. Sometimes I've done so many great things for the kids. Okay, I believe that. But my kids tend to remember the day I put my kids in the bad corner,
Uh-huh.
really bad corner in a dark place, right? I just like, no, I only did it one time, but they just keep talking. And then that I kind of probably left a great impact.
Hmm.
Yeah, right. So people tend to remember that, but you cannot get caught. The people's how do I say? I understand. It kind of like it bothers me, but I just like what? I get it. I get it.
Hmm.
But you know what? I'm not gonna get caught. That
Hmm.
energy, the moment, right? Because I am fantastic mom. I'm good mom. So how do I do? Keep showing up to
Hmm.
be like, be a great mom. So I have to, sometimes I want to fail, but I want to just get up and keep
Hmm.
walking, right? It's a life. It's a life.
It
You
is.
fail,
It's a
you got to keep walking.
consistency.
Get up. Yeah.
Consistency is a lifestyle. It's one of those things that you must keep on, moving. You must keep breathing. You must keep taking action. You must keep doing those things because it's not going to happen for you just once. Now, don't be wrong. There's things that people get lucky on, and there's that one thing that, okay, I got lucky on, whatever the case, if you believe in
Mm-hmm.
luck. But
Mm-hmm.
if you want to get into shape, then you consistently go to the gym. You're not going to go to the gym, work
That's
out
true.
once, look at yourself in a mirror and be like, man, I am buff. Look at that,
I know.
kind of a thing. It's just not going to happen. You're not going to like
No.
miss a meal once and be like, well, there's my diet. I'm consistent with my diet now.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
not going to happen. So
No.
you have to put in the work. You have to put in the action and understand this, that it is consistency that will get you through those hard days. It's not the
Mm-hmm.
easy days. It's not the
No.
easy days that matter. It's those hard days. It's those difficult days where consistency really shines through. And if you build up the
Mm-hmm.
consistency, it's a muscle. You put in those reps, you will build the
Mm-hmm.
muscle to be consistent during the hard days, during the dark days, during those days where you look at yourself and be, man, I can't do this today. But you know what?
Yeah.
You can. You have exactly what it takes. You just need to get
Yes.
moving.
Yeah. Oh no, I know. I had the moment this morning too. I was
Mhm.
doing some yoga and then
Mhm.
some exercise. I felt like I wanted to give up,
Mhm.
right? And then just like, you know what? I start, I'll finish.
Mhm.
Whatever it takes. My arm might be shaking, right? When I do like planks, right? I hope
Mhm.
I pronounce
Planks.
that way,
Mhm.
right? Planks. Maybe I'm not the way my son does it, right? I'm not doing the way my son does it, but maybe like I don't know. So I just like what? I know my arm shakes, like it's just like my abs just like shaking. My brain says just give up, give up, give up. But I start, I finish. I
Mhm.
start, I finish. And after I finished this morning, I felt so good. Hard work makes me feel better,
Mhm.
right? So it's just like you have to finish and you have to keep showing up. Like you said, like one time muscle exercise, No, you don't get a muscle, just one sit-ups, one,
Hmm.
like what is exercise, right?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Here's something that I used to do, and this is a little technique that I used to do when I was in the
Hmm.
military. When my soldiers was doing push-ups or sit-ups, I would always be
Yeah.
standing over them saying zero, zero,
Zero.
zero, zero. Why are you stuck on zero? And then I would just be messing with them and messing with them. And the moment that they started getting tired and they started struggling, and it was like, oh my goodness, and they would be
Yeah.
grunting, then I would go one. And they kind of looked at me in
Oh,
confusion, and then they'd get up again. I'd be two. And they kind of look at me, it's like, why are you counting now? Kind of a thing. It's like it's not when you're doing the thing that
yep.
counts, it's when you get tired that counts. Because everything that happens up
That's
until then
amazing.
are the reps that you're putting in to build up the strength. Once you build up the strength,
Yeah.
everything after that counts. So I
Yeah.
used to go zero, zero. Why are you stuck on zero, man? Push, push. And I am pushing. Zero. It's that moment that you
Yeah.
get tired,
Yeah.
that you feel
Yeah.
like you're going to give up, that matters
Yeah.
the most. And everything that you do after that moment, that's the consistency that matters. Those are the things that count.
I love that. I love that. That's so true. That's so true. I feel like I want to throw up, and that's like one. I feel like just like sit ups and everything. I feel
Yeah.
like I'm gonna throw up. Just like one.
And I had
That's the
soldiers that
moment
would do
comes.
that. They would throw up while they're running. I've done that. I've thrown up while running, but I'm still running, and it's like y'all
Yeah.
need to move out of the way. It's going to come and get you, kind of a
I
thing.
know.
But it
Yeah,
is.
I see my real eyes. I don't want to cut. I'm sorry to cut you off, but wait, my son is like, it's Canadian military, right? So
Hmm.
yeah, I see it. He even if he's not working, right?
Hmm.
He still runs. And
Yeah.
then sometimes he said, I feel like I want to throw up.
Hmm.
But he knows at the time he's growing,
Hmm.
right? That's the time he knows because he's being trained too. But that action, I always look up to him. So I know what you mean. That the moment I feel like I want to throw up, and the
Hmm.
moment I feel like my muscle's gonna get ripped, or
Hmm.
my fat's gonna be falling apart,
Hmm.
that's the moment. Like this is it. It's time. It's growing, growing. I
I,
still
I
feel the
I
great
love that.
joy.
I love that when I'm working out. I mean, for me, I mean, I'm familiar with my body, so I know like when I'm
Hmm.
working out and I get that burn, and you know what I'm talking about. If
Yeah,
you've ever
yeah.
worked out, you get that
Like,
burn, you get that sensation, like,
correct.
ooh, there it is,
Yeah,
and you love that. Here's what
yeah.
I challenge each and every one of you: if you ever feel like you've lost your excitement, find that burn.
Okay, what is that?
Figure it. Find that burn. Figure out what it is that makes that burn, that gives you that energy, that gives you that desire, that gives you that thing to take that action. Because when you're working out, there's a moment during your workout to where you feel that burn, you feel that pump,
I
so to
see.
speak. Put that
Body
within the
react. Yeah,
put
yeah.
that within the things that you do within your life, whether it's your business,
That's
whether
so
it's something you're
true.
working on. What is it that gives you that burn,
Yeah,
that pump, that excitement, that thing?
that's so true. Yes, yes, I feel it. Like it burns. Like,
Hmm.
when I do sit-ups and physically, I start to feel energy, heat, burns,
Hmm.
right? So why don't I use it to different way, right?
Hmm.
Like my English skills, whatever. It's a struggle, but when you start to feel heat, burns, right? You have to keep trying,
Yeah.
right? Until like the moment you feel burn, and you
Until you
have to keep
smile.
burning.
Until you smile.
Smile.
So here, I'll share something with you real quick. I was working one
Yeah.
day and I just stopped. I just happened to like stop. And right there in the moment, I was really coherent. I was really paying attention to like what was going on. And I was
Mhm.
smiling. And I'm sitting here like, what am I smiling at? Like, man, what am I smiling at?
Why?
And here's what happened. I
Yeah.
enjoyed the moment so much. I got lost in the moment and got caught in the moment. I didn't realize that I was actually enjoying the moment. And until I stopped just long enough to really say, hey, you know what? Dang, I am enjoying this. So I really believe that consistency comes down to enjoying the moment. Now, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
There's a
Yeah.
saying we used to have in the military called embrace the suck. things are going to suck. There's things in life that are going to suck. But
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
if you discover those things that you truly enjoy doing, things will suck less. And
mm-hmm.
you will take action. You will be consistent on those things that you truly enjoy. And I
Yeah.
see people talk about it like, oh man, I don't want to do that. I can't do that. I wish I didn't have to do that, and this, that, and the other.
Mm-hmm.
But what is it that you can do? Figure out those things, because
Yeah.
if you don't enjoy something, if you don't enjoy the things that you're doing, you will never be consistent in those things. But for me, I
No.
found myself smiling one day for just no apparent reason. I was like, what am I smiling at? Well, I was enjoying the moment. I was being consistent in
Yeah.
something that I enjoyed doing, and I was just
Wow.
intuitively smiling about doing that thing.
Wow. Wow. That was a moment, right, Terry?
Hmm. Hmm.
I feel it. I can literally imagine. I can just imagine. It's like it's my picture. You're smiling. I
Uh,
mean, I can. Oh my gosh, yeah, yeah. That was a great moment, actually. Actually,
yeah.
so I hope more people have the moment. Have the moment. Like I don't know. I was smiling, right? Internal, come from internally,
Hmm.
right? It's not like, oh, if I don't smile, I'm gonna get in trouble. I have to smile. It's not like that. It just that smile came from within,
Uh-huh.
right? I love that.
I had some people ask me one time because I mean, I wear big glasses, so you can't often see my eyebrows. But whenever I move my
Hmm.
eyebrows down, like right here, I have these two muscles, like right there. And I had
Okay.
somebody ask me one time, it was like, "What are you so angry at all the time?" It's like, dude, I'm not mad. I'm not angry. I'm happy. I'm smiling. But even when I'm smiling, there's those two things right there. And and it was one of those things. I was making a joke. I was like, man, I said, I
Hmm.
got really strong eyebrows. Leave me alone, kind of a
I
thing.
yeah, I never noticed. I shouldn't say that, but I never
Uh-huh.
paid attention to your eyebrows actually, because your glasses frame is so it's very. That's all I can see. But
Yeah.
you have those one of those eyebrows that makes you look angry, kind of.
Mhm. Like right
Just
there,
like my
like right
husband. I
there.
know. Just like my husband. I told him one day, like, how come you look angry? This is my face, he said. No, you look angry. No, this is how I look. Anything
Yeah.
wrong? Just like, no,
Uh-huh.
okay, all right.
I was in a good conversation with Lexi the other day, and I was telling her the most emotional body part is the eyebrows. If you ever talking to somebody, you ever look at
Very
somebody,
much.
the most emotional, you will
Yeah,
literally see how someone feels
yeah,
by their eyebrows and by the movement
yeah.
of that area right there.
Eyebrow,
And
right? Oh,
and
I agree.
it's one of those things to where when you're having a conversation with people, and I'll tie this into consistency as well too. If you really want to know, how well the conversation is going, is how something is going, and you are consistent within, your conversation, your actions. Look at their eyebrows. It's one of those things that will totally give away whether you're having a good conversation, bad conversation, or not.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I agree. When I do the hair,
Hmm.
I pay attention to my clients' eyebrows, dude.
Hmm.
Right? Yeah. It's
Yeah.
it's it's like obvious. Obvious. When I
Because it
mean
is
if yeah,
it
yeah.
it's a consistent facial expression, so no matter what that person is going through, that the consistency within that eyebrows, it'll always tell you exactly how their emotions or how they're feeling.
Very, very in the close to brain, I would believe. I'm not a
Hmm.
specialist, but it's close to your brain. So probably
Uh-huh.
just send the signal right away, right?
Absolutely. All
Yes.
right,
Oh my
Yuko,
goodness.
I truly
Oh,
enjoyed our
yep,
conversation this
me
morning. I
too.
just want to say thank you very much. So I do have an interview that I have coming up here in a little bit, so I'm going to start getting ready for that. But I just want to say I always enjoy talking with you. And man, I'm wishing you all the best. Have a great day, and have a great month. Talking about consistency, I know that we're going to see a lot of great collaborations throughout the month.
Mhm. Yes, thank you so much, Sherry. Thank you for your time. I had a great conversation. I learned a lot from you. Thank you.
All right, take care.
Have a great Friday.
You too.
All right. Thank you so much, everyone. And thank you for your time. I trust that you are going to have a great, great, great Friday. Bye.